Hey, how you doing, everyone? Force Raider here, and welcome to Tangle Tower. If you're wondering what this is a sequel to a game I played a few years ago called Detective Grimoire, which in turn was also a sequel to another Detective Grimoire game that was done in Flash. And honestly, I kind of sort of half want to try to find that if it's even possible and play it, but for now what I know of it is just from scattered YouTube videos, because apparently that's actually pretty dang obscure. And I don't really feel like I need to say this is from SFB Games, because it says it right at the bottom of the screen, but I'm saying it here and now just because, you know, I feel like I kind of still should say that part. I bought this right after, not long after I played Detective Grimoire. I had seen that they'd had another game come out, and I installed it on the computer, and it just sat here waiting for me to eventually record a video. I don't have any excuses, and I apologize. So let's just go ahead and start the game. I really like the aesthetics of this game, the color palette that it uses. Feels kind of familiar. If you just shifted everything in red, it's just all of my crap. Why did they always go everywhere on boat? Lake's Edge. Okay. It's fun how they got Sally in this game again.
You ready, Sally?
Grimoire, I've been standing here for 7.5 minutes.
Just checking.
Do you have the map?
Yeah, but it's basically blank. Did you read the case file? What do you think?
I'm not sure yet. It's really not a lot to go on. Did you read it?
Yeah, I'll read it on the way to the crime scene.
Oh, okay. Case file. Murder victim. Freya Fellow, 19, died whilst painting a portrait of Flora Fellow, 58. Location, Floras Tower. Flora was present as she was posing for a portrait. Freya Fellow was found lying on her back with a single stab wound on her chest. No weapon was found at the scene, but the subject of Freya's unfinished painting is holding a knife. The red color on the tip of the knife is not paint. It was discovered to be blood. Trippy. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that they brought her back in this game. It kind of said that they were going to in the last one, but I wasn't really sure if they were going to do it. And the tension between her and Grimoire was a little bit weird, because he's like a full-grown dude, and I'm pretty sure she was just like a teenager working at a craptastic amusement park in the middle of nowhere, tourist trap. I guess things are different now. Not sure if I'm a fan of her hair, but for her new character design, the rest of it looks great, but I'm sure I'll get used to it.
What are they?
I would assume that they're either talismans or just wind chimes.
Wind chimes.
Oh.
Silent wooden wind chimes.
That's worthless.
It's a bird bath. Is that just rainwater? Looks a little weird.
The birds seem to like it.
They're even singing a little tune.
Please don't do that.
I was waiting for that. Can I really just click on whatever the heck I want?
I tied the boat up to the mooring post, so it'll stay put for now. Probably.
Loving the confidence. The ground's moist, but it's not muddy. Wonder how often it rains here.
I cannot believe how exciting this murder investigation is already.
How much crap can I click on?
It's just an archway, but it seems a little ominous. Like walking through it might give you bad luck.
Too late.
All right, I gotta stop doing that. Even though I really want to click on like the water and the bricks and the rocks and well everything just to see how many voice lines did they record. One more.
It's a path. We're walking.
Oh. I got it. Yeah, there was something about like the previous game that kind of got me. It's like it's trying to have like a darker tone to it that but I don't know, I guess it comes off as just quirky. I'm gonna just try to see if I can get to the case as fast as possible, since I wasted so much time just goofing off. Oh, the A is missing.
Don't think it's locked.
Oh, that means we can just walk straight in, right?
I'm pretty sure that's the rule, yeah.
I can't remember how the system worked to be able to traverse the map in the previous game, but I think I do. Whatever it was, which I'm pretty sure it wasn't this, I like this better.
Let's head to the crime scene first. It's at the top of the West Tower, I think.
Okay. Grab ye old slider here since the scroll wheel does not work. Floras Tower.
Let's take a look at that painting first.
Really? You would rather look at the painting than talk to who I think is going to be the only other witness to what happened? Or at least the last person to see the victim alive.
There it is. The unfinished portrait of Flora Fellow.
So, what? Freya was killed halfway through painting it?
Looks that way.
Painted portrait. Freya was unable to finish the painting as she died sometime during the process. Flora appears to be wielding a knife. The red substance on the tip was discovered to be blood. Okay, is there anything else about that? No.
I wonder if all of Freya's paintings are this creepy. Maybe it's just because she never got to finish it.
There's something wrong with the crime scene. And something really weird about the murder weapon.
We didn't find a murder weapon.
I mean, it said it was tested and it is blood, although I'm wondering if an investigator was here to test it, then why are we coming in afterwards?
Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood because it stabbed Freya.
How's that helpful?
What?
Weird, huh?
You think Freya was stabbed by a painting? Not by the woman from the painting, but by the painting itself.
Mm-hmm. Freya was standing right up by the canvas when she was killed. There's blood on the knife. It's the murder weapon.
Right, but it's not actually a knife. It can't stab.
See any other knives around here? Case closed.
The case is not closed. And even if you were right, where does that leave us? A painting can't be a murder suspect.
An unfinished painting. As an unfinished work, does that mean that its value goes up? Since the artist is dead?
Supposedly, Freya was working on the painting when she was killed. Looks like she was still holding her paintbrush and palette when she fell.
Didn't even get a chance to clean her brush.
Brush and palette. The palette has a variety of paints loaded onto it. The largest is a blob of black in the middle. The paintbrush is still covered with dried red paint. Is it red paint or is it blood? If it's red paint, then it makes the blood on the painting weirder.
Freya's painting supplies.
Painting supplies, small glass pots of red, yellow, blue, black, and white paint. The glass pots are all cracked down on side. On side? One side.
Is that a gramophone?
I think so. Except it's got a tape deck instead of a turntable.
Wait, really?
It's also got a big crack down the middle.
It does have a tape deck. Gramophone. It plays cassette tapes instead of vinyl records. It's pointed towards the middle of the room. There's a noticeable crack running through it all the way from the horn down through the tape deck. Huh. It is really, really... Both the device and the way it's damaged is really strange.
What about the cassette tape?
Yeah, it sure is. I think.
It's cracked too? To Freya. The cassette tape has a crack down the middle. There's a handwritten message on the label, to Freya.
Do you think it still works?
The gramophone? Yeah, we could give it a go.
Okay, let's try. Do I need to actually, like... Okay. Man, whatever this is, it better not give me a copyright claim. Let me tell you that right now.
It's piano music.
The cassette tape has a crack down the middle, blah, blah, blah. It's a recording of piano music. It plays for a short while before stopping. Well, if I back out, it's going to take me back to... Yes. We can still use to listen to audio cassettes. I didn't want to back out of it. I actually want to listen to the whole cassette. But I'm not going to make everybody sit here and listen to it. I'll just tell you if there's anything special on it. That sound at the end, dude. Wow. Well, if we're finished looking at the area, what's this? Average egg.
An egg? An egg with bird feet.
It's also covered in gemstones. What a completely ordinary object.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a container for something.
Those gems look like they come off.
There's a sequence, apparently? Oh, there's more than one side.
It's some kind of clue about where to put the gemstones.
Yeah, no, I get that. I was trying to see if it moved at all. Or if it's static. Weird. It's almost like some kind of weird puzzle circuitry. It's not, but it kind of is.
No, that was it.
Okay, good. We got it.
Nice work. Did it unlock? What's in there?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Well, I'm not leaving without a clue. An empty egg is a clue, right?
I guess it's better than nothing. Once unlocked, the egg can be opened. Why can't I speak? It's currently empty. The lining of the egg is a soft velvet-like material. The egg is supposed to be a stand made of brass. It rests on 3 strange feet with pointed claws. Okay, don't know if that was worth reading out loud, but alright. So I finally need to speak to her.
Flora... fellow?
Hey, sorry to barge in. I'm sure you're still in some distress.
We need to ask you a few questions, I'm afraid.
Did you witness the murder, Flora?
Nothing. What do we do?
Not sure. She's entitled to her silence, I suppose.
For now.
I can still ask questions, though. Encounter yourself yesterday.
Is there anything you'd like to tell us, Flora?
The real
I
question
don't
is,
really know
does she
anything about
speak?
you at all.
I think that's the way she likes it. We'll just have to ask other people about her.
Yeah, okay.
Freya was painting your portrait yesterday. Is that right?
Was this something you had planned with her ahead of time?
Was there something special about yesterday?
Did you talk to Freya at all while she was painting you?
She's not going to answer us, is she?
Nope. But at least we can say we tried.
Oh, well. Good try for that statement.
Flora, you were definitely in the room at the time of the murder. Surely you must have seen something? Can you tell me anything about what happened to Freya? She's acting pretty suspicious if you ask me.
I don't know. Maybe she really doesn't know anything.
How is that possible?
I don't know. Maybe she's mute. Or maybe she thinks she's too cool to talk to us. Just gotta go around and ask people about stuff. Same as usual.
That's the only door in and out of the room.
It's also on the floor.
Sure is. Guessing it's not supposed to be down there. Half the room is a big open window.
I don't know if you can call it an open window. It's more like the sudden absence of wall.
Yeah, sure. It's a fair number of other rooms in here. I didn't mean to click that, but okay. An aviary? What? That's peculiar. And where?
Oh, just beautiful. What is it?
Huh?
Sort of a delicate jade, but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
Sorry?
Your hair, dear! Which shade do you use? It's lovely! And that shape, you're really pushing the envelope.
Thanks. I do what I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Penny Pointer, pleasure.
Is that short for Penelope?
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with all 4 syllables of it. Penelope sounds a little ostentatious coming out of the mouth, don't you think?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, this is already different. Gotta really love the voice acting in this game.
20-something, Aquarius, love to travel, and nearly all of my friends are birds.
Travel? Where to?
Anywhere at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
And have you studied the birds here at Tangle Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my love of the field? No matter where I go, I always find myself coming home to Tangle Tower.
Because of the birds.
Oh, no, because of him! Silly to admit, but I suppose I can't bear for us to be apart.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé, dear Fitz. He's not really the traveling type, you see.
Fitz Fellow.
The very one.
You're engaged to a member of the Fellow family? That's interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our two families. Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether. I awoke early and headed down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there. Crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That and he has a great deal of work to do every day. Watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
So, you stayed with Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon, he went back inside. Rather suddenly, as it happens.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the aviary to feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Officially 4, but in truth it's more like 400.
Can they not feed themselves?
Of course. And they often do. but I think they just like the company. As do I.
It's just the free food. Don't kid yourself.
Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower. I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too. I told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Floras Tower room. We could see from the hallway. The door was off its hinges. I knew then something was terribly wrong. A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya. Uncle Pointer was there. Fitz, too, standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Huh. I mean, that doesn't give me anything, so... Yeah. Nothing.
We can get into Penny's room now.
Now, like, right now?
Yeah, sure. Wow, even in the bedroom. So
That's
pretty flower.
some flower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
It was probably given to her by her fiance. A brightly colored flower with an unusual shape. It looks very healthy and well looked after. The soil in the pot looks fresh and moist. It's also an unusual blue color. There's a luggage from all of her traveling. I'm sure there are plenty of things in here I can click on, but nothing that I feel a strong need for. I mean, they'll just talk about her traveling if I click these.
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them.
That bed. It's like something from a fairy tale.
Does it feel warm over here, or is it just me?
No, you're right. Maybe the bed has some kind of heater.
It's not coming from the bed. It's coming from the wall.
That's different. It's not because of the fact that the sun is shining?
That's a big window. This is the fanciest room so far.
Too fancy.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Just really wanted to say it, huh? I get it, you know. Got the whole noir thing going on. You can't help it.
That might be the most pointless staircase I've ever seen. Ever get the feeling you're being watched?
The mannequins don't have eyes, though.
That's not a comforting sentence.
I'm so glad I came back to the world of Detective Grimoire. This game is so funny. This music sounds familiar. Oh.
Are you a ghost?
Sally! That's rude! Unless she is a ghost.
It may come as a disappointment, but I am alive.
Ah,
That makes you a suspect, I'm afraid.
I know.
what's your name?
My name is Poppy. I'm a pointer. And a pianist.
We'll need to ask you a few questions about Freya.
I know.
Hey, you're pretty good.
Well, your mouth didn't move.
All in the wrist. And 13 years of dedicated practice. I'm just me. There's nothing to know.
How are you related to the other pointers?
My father is Percival Pointer. The professor spends most of his time hidden away in his tower. Barely speaks to anyone these days, especially not the fellows.
Do you get on with the fellows?
2 of them. Fifi and Freya are my closest friends. We all turned 19 last year.
Do people ever leave Tangle Tower? I don't mean to be rude. It's just, if you're 19...
You don't have to answer that, Poppy.
It's a fair question. I'd like to move away, definitely. Fifi, Freya, and I would often talk about it, argue about it. Freya wanted to leave, but Fifi... things are more complicated for her.
What about now?
After what happened, I really don't want to stay here much longer. 3.5 hours of piano practice, soon as I wake up. Same as always.
3.5. Does that not hurt your hands?
Sure.
And you do this in the music room?
No, I prefer to practice in my room. When I make mistakes, I like to make them in private.
What did you do after that?
I was supposed to meet Fifi in the library, but I totally forgot. When I finally got down there, she'd already gone. I checked her bedroom, but it was locked.
Was Fifi not in there?
No idea. She keeps her door locked either way. So I went back upstairs and out into the moonlight garden.
The what?
The little garden on the roof outside my room.
Was it just you up there?
No. Fitz came outside after a while. His room's on the other side. He's been teaching me about flowers.
So, did you talk to him?
Not really.
You ignored each other.
I didn't say that.
Well, time to get that statement.
Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds. I've been trying to decide how to describe it, but I'm struggling. It was like something drilling into a piece of metal, but different. Worse. I was pretty sure it was coming from Floras Tower, so we went up there to check. Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. I knew Freya and Flora were both supposed to be in there, so I made Fitz kick down the door. I went inside. Freya was lying on the floor.
Flora was in the room too?
Yeah. I think she realized what had happened at the same moment I did. I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi. Her door was still locked, but I knocked and shouted at her. Eventually, she let me in. The lights were off, but I could see she'd already been crying. I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry. First time I've ever seen her angry. I dragged her out into the hall. My father was there too, for some reason. The 3 of us went back up to Floras Tower. Then Felix arrived. He had Penny with him. Fifi had this idea. She wanted to do some kind of scientific test. She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes. After she was done, she went back upstairs and I went back to my room.
That's it?
That's it.
Well, I guess, we got everything.
All right. Poppy's bedroom is unlocked.
I wonder what's in there.
It's a metronome for keeping time.
It's a very interesting looking metronome.
It's
Oh.
ticking. Is it a bomb?
It's supposed to be ticking. Not sure what those symbols are, though.
Mm-hmm. You can make a little song out of this.
There we go.
Perfect. What happened?
Little hatch unlocked in the back.
Anything in there?
Mm-hmm. It's a photograph. Part of a photograph.
Oh. The photo shows a young girl with blonde hair and pink clothes. The girl in the photo is using a bright pink cassette player with matching headphones. Hey. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Mm-hmm.
A single red rose. How very traditional.
Yeah, weird.
That is the bed of a vampire.
I thought vampires slept in coffins.
This is a vampire who needs firm support for their lower back. Empty. Empty.
Oh, I guess just clicking on one would do the whole thing.
Anything in the wardrobe?
Dresses mostly. I never realized there are so many shades of black.
Anything in the drawers?
Nothing you need to know about.
Oh. Oh, that's what's in there.
Sheet music. Presumably for piano.
It's only a few notes. I'd barely even call that music.
Yeah, it's been framed though. Must be important for some reason.
The sheet music has been framed, is decorated with delicate, old-fashioned illustrations. It's probably for a puzzle.
There's a name for this kind of piano.
Baby grand piano?
You know, these ones that stand upright.
Isn't it baby grand piano? I can't remember.
A big glass door. Leads out into a garden. Somehow.
There's a little mechanism by the handle.
Slide the lid open and remove the towels in the correct slots. Oh. Well, how am I supposed to know what the correct slots are? Oh.
Nothing. Still
All
locked.
4 tiles have a moon symbol.
Those other symbols look like suns. Surely that's something to do with it?
I think it is, but in an abstract kind of way.
I know I need this in order to be able to access the area, but
I guess we'll come back later.
yeah, I'm gonna come back later. Eh,
Just a bunch of clothes on the floor. Nothing weird about that.
To you.
I don't know, I wanted to look at that one particular random sock.
It's an octopus.
No, it's not. It has 6 legs, not 8. Don't say it.
Sextopus.
That was such a dumb joke. It was great.
Various handmade posters.
What do you think those symbols mean?
Hopefully, nothing.
Yeah, what do you think? It's like a magic spell, dude. Astronomy Tower. Oh man, that's kind of cool in here.
A picture frame.
With no picture.
Maybe because we have half of it?
It's a chart of the solar system. Which planet are you from, Sally?
Venus, of course.
You know, I've always wanted one of those.
A mechanical solar system? What would you do with it?
I would look at it.
Oh, well, you ain't got to tell me twice.
Wait a minute. Earth in the middle, sun on the outside. How old is this thing?
Yeah, you're right. That is very odd. Rotate the 5 planets, the sun and the moon, around the middle. Oh, I think I'm not stupid now.
That's the one.
Hey, not bad. Did you hear that? Something unlocked.
Loudly. Very loudly.
There's a little hatch underneath. What's in there?
A bunch of paper. Looks like somebody's research.
Oh, what? That's actually kind of cool. Somebody finding some ancient Egyptian artifacts around here. Various research notes and diagrams. 4. The golden beetle. Name for its exoskeleton. Composed of a mineral approximately 90% identical to gold. Has a lifespan of several years. It fends off predators with a loud hiss. Records of over 95 decibels, and by being completely undigestible, this mistid has a somewhat spurious reputation for causing ill fortune to those that eat it. This is a living golden scarab. Trippy. Also, its exoskeleton is composed of a mineral approximately 90% identical to gold. Is that? I mean, gold's an element, and are minerals supposed to be like, you know, multiple elements? It doesn't make. Well, I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Sometimes I don't science good.
Shh! Listen. Do you hear them? The stars. They're whispering. So quiet, and yet so loud.
What are they whispering about? Are they spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance. We are but specks of dust, you and I.
Mm-hmm. Could this speck of dust start by telling me his name?
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Well observed, my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality, as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
Helpful.
Okay, I was really gonna ask, can they tell us who committed the murder?
Me? Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return, nor would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool. Tell the Cosmos I say hi.
Alright, well.
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening.
Well, what could be that, curious whatever of fate that you're talking about?
I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening, but at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Floras Tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
Whatever. It's definitely some sort of, like, minor family feud. Not a big one, but a small one either. Well, I've gone ahead and questioned everybody on this side of the tower, but this is starting to kind of run a bit long because of just the sheer amount of dialogue, which I love games with lots of recorded dialogue, and because it adds that extra layer of life to the game. But that means that this will probably be a little bit longer series than Detective Grimoire, so I'm gonna definitely have to cut it here and then go ahead and question the other side of the family, the fellows in the other tower, before I can really figure out anything. So I hope that this doesn't end up being too boring. I say that even though this game has like really cool music, awesome artwork and visuals, and great voice acting already. I don't know about the story. We gotta get a bit more further along to kind of figure out what's going on with that, whether that's, great or not great. But all of that will unfold in time. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, or if you just have an opinion voice, why don't you go and leave your comments down below, and I'll get back to making more awesome videos for you guys. Later.